President Donald Trump is set to deliver a primetime speech to Congress Tuesday night, his first opportunity to formally address the nation since Inauguration Day. Aides say he plans to highlight actions during his first month in office and set an affirmative vision for the future.
All I can do is speak from the heart and say what I want to do. We have a really terrific, I believe, health care plan coming out. We have to understand Obamacare has been a disaster. It's way out of control.
Democrats are not as optimistic.
When the president talks about a mess, he's talking about his own first 40 days in office, which he utterly squandered.
Now, I have to tell you, it's an unbelievably complex subject. Nobody knew that health care could be so complicated.
The speech will also touch on issues from tax reform to how the president plans to protect the American people.
I'll be talking about the military. I'll be talking about the border. And remember this, on the border and throughout our country, we're getting the bad ones out, the bad people, gang members, drug lords, in some cases murderers.
The president is also calling for a $54 billion increase in defense spending, offset by cutting discretionary domestic and foreign aid programs by the same amount.
This is a really bad path that we have seen so far, and I don't even know if the president really understands the ramifications of the cuts that are being proposed.
Meanwhile, the White House is defending its decision to ask lawmakers and intelligence officials to help refute allegations of ties between Trump campaign staffers and Russia. Republican Congressman Devin Nunes confirmed he was one of the lawmakers asked by the White House to shoot down a New York Times story earlier this month that alleged frequent contacts between Mr. Trump's associates and Russian officials. He denied there was anything unusual about the request.
I was very clear with all of you about what I thought about that New York Times story. This was way in advance of the White House sending me one phone number, and I still don't understand what would be the problem of the White House sending me a number of a press person to call. Isn't the whole point of the press to be transparent?
For the White House to be seeking help from the intelligence leadership, either at CIA, FBI, or elsewhere, to knock down stories it doesn't like is completely inappropriate.
Former President George W. Bush, during a rare interview on NBC, said he supports an investigation into possible links between Russia and Mr. Trump's campaign.
I've never been a lawyer. I'm not sure the right avenue to take. I am sure, though, that question needs to be answered.